I don't know how you ever talk to me after this. I bring it up as a joke every now and then. I'm like, why did you continue talking to me? Like, that is crazy. Yeah. So, like, you knew what you were getting into. No, I'm kidding. But, like, really.
I guess you could say that, yeah. They're kind of bright. That one's better.
It has to be bright.
The camera is tilted.
No, that's the just screen's tilted.
No.
I have to sync it up.
Oh, don't shoot it at me again.
What do you mean again?
When on Valentine's Day,
Okay, ready?
When you shot that was loud.
Sorry, I should not have had that.
You can literally hear everything. Like every sip of water that I'm drinking.
Okay. If you're watching this on YouTube, you guys will know more than the people that just listen to it. I am having serious technical difficulty with these mics. Okay. For real. Wait, am I being really loud? Don't answer that. I know you're going to say yes. Welcome back to All Over the Place with Layne Fable. I think I say this every episode, but today we have a very special guest. He is a doctor of physical therapy.
Wow.
He has the prettiest dog in the world, and he is my favorite person on this earth, Kevin Leithauser. That's why we have champagne. Kevin passed his license exam yesterday.
Yep. Thank you.
So I really wanted to wait until you were done getting your license exam back because I wanted to talk about becoming a doctor of physical therapy, but you don't want to be called doctor, you said. Anyways, a doctor of physical therapy, and I didn't want to have you on and talk about it if you didn't find out that you passed yet.
Yeah, that would have been uncomfortable, especially if we found out the opposite result.
Would have felt terrible.
Then
I
we
never
had nothing to talk about. Probably would have delayed this even longer.
So that is why he wasn't the first episode. I wanted to have him on first, but basically he was studying nonstop for the past 7 years.
Exactly that.
But basically.
Well, I mean, it's like the 4 years of undergrad, and then there's grad school, which is, the grad school, which is, depending on the program, 3 or 4 years. My program was 3.5. So in total, 7 years, but only the 3 years were.
For those of you who don't know who Kevin is, if you're listening and you haven't seen the vlogs, or maybe you're just hearing about me for the first time, because if you know anything about me, it's basically you know about Kevin. We've been dating for 7 years. Right?
Just as long as I've been in school, I guess. No.
Wait, no, that's true.
We met right before going to college. It was right after we graduated high school. We were going...
It was like a month before we were leaving for school.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, like July. And I'm just trying to think back. It was right before, and we were going cliff jumping. Well,
shout out to Clara.
I had wanted to go... Yeah, shout out to Clara. I had wanted to go cliff jumping. We had a spot by, I guess, kind of like where we live, around 30 minutes away. And I kind of knew where it was, but a few people who I had followed on Instagram and social media had been recently. I had seen them post pictures of it, and I didn't know this person, but I just tweeted, "Does anyone know any good cliff jumping places around here?" And Layne responded to the tweet.
Wait, I responded to it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. Okay, keep
But
on.
then I think we went into the DMs. I think we like figured out more of the details, like on where it was, and then I was like, "Hey, we're gonna go if you want to go," and we had a couple mutual friends, and so she ended up coming, and that was how we began talking.
Twitter,
guess,
baby.
Yeah.
It's funny because I always
sliding
say
in the DMs.
We just met each other through mutual friends. Because, like, ultimately, I don't think we would have hung out if it wasn't for Clara, but...
Yeah, probably not.
I want to go all the way back
maybe
to...
you might have come anyway. You're just, you travel a lot with random people, so...
Even back then, I always liked meeting new
people.
people.
Cliff jumping with people you don't know.
Wait. Okay, I DM'd you first.
Yeah.
I don't even remember this. I'm very straightforward, and if you guys don't know me, well, if you couldn't gather that from the vlogs and everything, I would say I'm straightforward and pretty outspoken. Like, I'll say anything to anyone.
Yeah.
So I was like, hi. Wow, we're getting into real detail. I didn't know we were going to do this. I was like, yeah, I just went Friday. It's in Ringwood State Park. There's no parking, just like a part on the side of the road. Then you walk through. Wow, my typos were strong back then. Through the woods. My friend knows his way there, but I think you can find directions on one of the YouTube videos. How high are the different heights? Whatever. It was a very like bland conversation. It was strictly about cliff jumping.
Yeah.
He's like, haha, that's awesome. I want to go so badly. I've been waiting for like 2 years. Well, we're trying to do it next Saturday. If you and your friends wanted to come, you definitely could. We'd need help finding it anyway, LMAO. Do you know what road it's on? And yeah, ever since then, no.
Just like that.
No, so
DM people.
I distinctly remember though, I think I either met up with Clara, she picked me up, and we were in the Bergen Catholic parking lot.
Yeah, that's where we all met up.
And I was sitting in the back, and you like came up to her window to say hi to her, and I was like, oh my God, who is that? And then literally ever since then, I think I had a crush on Kevin. And then that day we went cliff jumping, and he didn't jump.
Oh my God.
Long story short. He was looking
short.
he was looking like out for all of his friends and trying to get them to the spot and let them know like how you actually find your way through the woods there. And then the cops came and we all ran from the cops, like dispersed, and then we all like got separated. Did we drive back together? No, you were with the guys. I forget. I think I was with like, was Mikey there?
Well, probably in Clara's car. It was probably like you, Mikey, Clara.
But I think you ended up with someone else. Like I left with Clara and you left with someone else. And I was like, no. And then that night we all went to a party together.
Yeah. Not as smooth as a event as we wanted it to be. I mean, a couple people ended up jumping. Did you
I
get
jumped.
to go?
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Although I don't think the water there is safe whatsoever.
So, I mean, that's why they don't want people to jump any of those locations.
It's like in this old quarry.
Are not very
so then should we go into detail about like what happened the first day we met?
What do you mean?
Your lip?
It's up to you.
I feel like we've been dating long enough. Like it's funny now.
You're gonna be the one who. I don't know. Nah, that's weird. Nah. Maybe. Who cares? I don't care. Maybe it's kind of.
It's just funny because like I know we bring it up.
Yeah. Because
we went to this party and whatever, and I was trying to flirt with him the whole night, and he did not. I kid you not, just didn't get it, I guess. And me, I think I'm super straightforward, and I'm like, oh, I'm laying it on heavy. Like he has to know I like him. Like I literally am ignoring everyone else, and I'm like only talking to Kev. Whatever, Kevin. So we had a mutual friend, Mikey, and I was like, Mike, you have to go tell Kevin I like him. Like, I don't think he gets it. And he's like, he goes up to Kevin, what happened?
Well, he told me, and I just said, I was like, you gotta understand that we all went to, like, an all-boys school. So everyone was, like good friends with everyone. Everyone messed with everybody. Like, everyone's pulling jokes on people. So he was, like, came up to me and was like, oh, like, I think Layne's interested in you. And I was like, yeah, all right. And I just kind of...
He was like, you're okay. And Mike's like, no, seriously.
He was like, no, really, like, I think so. And I was like, all right, Mikey, whatever. And just kind of dismissed it. But yeah, so I didn't buy it.
And then I was like, okay, I even had our mutual friend go up and tell him that I like him. And he's still like, no. So then I think I just went up to you and I started directly talking to you, make it super obvious. And then we started to make out. And then... And then, I don't even think my parents know the story. Sorry, Mom and Dad. I feel like this isn't the good, like, first 10 minutes to put it in, but...
No. But whatever.
Oh, well, it's funny now. It's not that bad. Anyways, I gave him a hickey on his lip, and I didn't know, because it happened the next... That's not normal. Like, I don't think that's a thing that happens. Anyways, the next morning, we were, like, texting... I don't know how you ever talked to me after this. This is why I always joke around.
No, the next day we went down the shore.
All I know is your little cousin Ava, who I know now, obviously, but at the time I had no idea who that was, like woke him up because we were out really late or whatever, so you were still asleep. So she goes in his room, comes over, wakes him up, and is like, what's on your lip? He's like, what do you mean what's on my lip? And she's like, you have like a mark on your lip. And she was really little at the time, like so cute, and the little kid voice, whatever, super innocent. She goes to the bathroom, and he has this like blue spot. On his lip. Like, that's not a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I told people that I was chewing on a pen.
And it exploded.
And
dyed his lip.
Stained my lip. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
that
so,
was funny. my mom was like, "That's not what happened." I was like, "Well, then I don't know what else it could be, Mom."
Oh wait, now she's gonna know. Maybe she thought it was some other person.
Yeah,
Anyways,
whatever. Nope, just Layne.
So I always wondered, like, honestly, after that, like, I bring it up as a joke every now and then. I'm like, why did you continue talking to me? Like, that is crazy. Yeah. So, like, you knew what you were getting into. No, I'm kidding. But, like, really.
I guess you could say that, yeah. But, yeah, so that was the first day.
That is technically how we met. And I know you guys have been asking about that for a while.
Twitter DMs. There you go. Short answer. Twitter DMs.
I still say through friends.
Twitter DMs.
Twitter DMs.
Before social media dating was a thing.
I love Twitter.
Trendsetters. Trailblazers. Before dating apps were real.
Yeah, we've never used dating apps.
No.
I got approached by a dating app to do a campaign, and I'm like,
what's dating? No.
With all due respect, thank you for reaching out, but I've been dating the same person for 7 years, and we met.
So I just found out that
not in a dating app.
So Joe has a new girlfriend, and they met in a dating app. But then I found out, because we were talking about it yesterday, that there's a business. There's like a Bumble business.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so
there's like networking.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's why I downloaded Bumble once. And Kevin's like, "What's this?" And I was like, I was gonna try the networking thing, but I felt weird. It felt weird being on like a dating app. Oh, let's just quickly divert into last night when Kev found out his exam results, and he was like nowhere to be found for 4 hours. And I've been binge listening to Crime Junkies. So the first 2 hours, I'm like, oh, I was at work and we just weren't talking. It was fine. But then I text him and then like another hour goes by and I'm like, that's weird. Normally, I don't know, like 5 hours or whatever, we hear from each other at some point. And I started seeing people from his class that I know, they got their exam results. And I was like texting him, like, oh my God, Kevin, like so-and-so posted their exam results. Like, did you get yours? Did you pass? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, so excited. And then after like 30 minutes and he doesn't answer, I'm like, well, maybe he got them and he's like unhappy and that's why he's not answering. Like, oh, he's sleeping. I was like, he's taking a nap for sure. Like, let me wake him up. So I start calling. No answer. I text Katie. I'm like, hey, are you home? Is Kev asleep? Because I think his exam results are up and I haven't heard from him. She's like, I don't know. I'll text him. I'm at home right now. She's like, he didn't answer me either. I just called him. And I was like, this is weird. I was like, so me listening to Crime Junkie, I'm like, he is kidnapped or stolen or lost or dead in a ditch or I don't know. Man. So like, then I start calling him again and again and again. And then I text your mom and I was like, hey, is Kev home? Like, I really want to know if he passed or not. Because now I'm getting anxious. Like, you've been studying and focused on this for so long. He went to school where the program was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You should really be talking about this.
Yeah, but I feel like
anyways,
we're jumping around a little bit. But
yeah. All over the place. Comes
with the territory.
Some of the other episodes were really good. It's just when I get with you, I'm like, okay, we could talk about whatever. Yeah. Also, I've never been this close to a guest.
Thumbnail.
Wait, that's actually funny. I forget to get thumbnails. Anyways, and then I started thinking he failed because he didn't call me, and it turns out he was just out to dinner.
Yeah, I was getting food with my friends.
Yeah, but you never not answer. That's why I thought it was the weirdest thing.
Well, because I knew.
I mean, you did have a good reason, but still.
Right. So I knew that the scores were coming out because one of my friends had texted me and he was like, "Hey, like the scores are supposed to be posted tonight." So I knew the scores were coming out. And I was on my way to dinner, and I wasn't expecting them to come out for another couple of days, and I had told everyone, like Layne, my family, that they weren't going to come out for another couple of days. So then when they came out early, I was thinking to myself, I was like, all right, I don't have to tell them right away because they're not going to know that results came out early. So I don't have to tell anybody. I can just eat my dinner, and then when I'm done with dinner, I can tell people because then I'll have time to talk and text and call people and whatever. So I didn't think it was a big deal. However, I forgot that people post things on social media.
Okay.
And Layne's over social media.
Regardless that we met on social media, Kevin has stopped using it since, really. Like, you don't go on Twitter. You'll read stuff on Twitter. He doesn't tweet anymore. His last tweet was, like, in college about a cookie catching on fire in the cafeteria. Yeah. Like, you use Instagram, but you don't post stories daily. No. I don't know. I guess you just weren't thinking about social media. But, of course, I saw the first girl posted that she passed, and I was like, Oh my God, Kevin, I want to know, like, did you pass? Did you pass? Did you pass?
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody because I knew if I texted you or if I told my parents, then they'd call me and then or they'd be texting. If I posted something, texting nonstop, people would be texting me, so then I have to be responding.
Yeah, but you should have just told me and been like, hey, I'll call you after dinner.
Well, or I just call you after dinner and tell you after dinner.
No, but I already found out that people knew.
Right. Well, that's your fault for being on social media.
That's your fault for not being on social media.
Well, I don't know why I didn't think that people would instantly post their results.
Anyways, I was more excited than he was. I come over with a bottle of champagne. Me, him, and his parents are all like celebrating whatever, and he's just like, yep.
I'm just more relieved than anything else.
Yeah.
No stressing over it.
Okay, well, now that we rambled on for a little bit, I actually asked you guys questions about what you wanted to know from Kev. Anthony Leithauser asked, what was it like having to sacrifice every weekend for the past 3 years to get through school?
It's not every weekend. Yeah.
Yes, it was. Majority.
So it's a lot. Obviously, it's a lot of weekends. It sucks, especially some people go into the program when they're a little bit older. I went straight after undergrad. I was 22, I guess.
My God, we're so old.
Yeah, and so for my entire early 20s, I was going to school every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. For Friday was like 4 or 5 hours, I think. Saturday was not anywhere from the long days would be 9. Sometimes it's a little shorter, and then Sundays were probably anywhere from 6 to could be 8 hours also. You definitely miss out on things. I mean, but I don't know. I didn't think too much into it. It's something that I had to do. I could have chose to go to a different program. It would have had me have to move. So I figure if I did that, I would have missed out on things too. So it is what it is. And like I said, it wasn't every weekend. So there were weekends where I was able to hang out with people and see people. And you get your breaks every now and then. There's like a nice 2-week break in between Christmas, and we pretty consistently had off the month of August, which was good. So, it sucked while we were doing it, but it's good to be over now.
Kevin's always been kind of like, well, this is what I have to do. Like, this is my goal. This is what I have to do to get it done. And you're not dramatic. You're not.
Yeah, I just don't like to. There are certain things that are out of your control.
And he doesn't harp on them.
And if it's out of your control, it's out of your control. There's no point in getting upset over something and spending energy on something that you really can't affect one way or the other. And I mean, to an extent, PT school is in my control. I chose to go to this program. So like I said, going into it, I knew what I was signing up for. Everyone has to make sacrifices sometimes. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, he's so good at that. Even when we were dating in college, because let's just say I had a harder time with it, I think, not seeing each other. Although we did see each other. We never went more than like a month without seeing each other in college.
It's probably the longest, like a month, yeah.
But I would always be like, oh, I just want to see you. And he's like, well, it is what it is. Like, this is what we kind of signed up for, and it's worth waiting for, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'd bug out.
Yeah, we didn't, and we didn't, so like I said, we met like about a month before college, and we didn't date right away going into college. We were
like, listen, we're going to college.
We both kind of
You're really
said
cool.
it to each other, right?
Yeah, we were like, this is great, but we're going to separate schools. Let's go, like, see how it is. Yeah. We can keep in touch. See how your first month or whatever school goes. So we both went, and we never stopped talking. I just remember we would always, like, text, and then it kind of just got to a point. I don't remember exactly how it went, but I just remember being, like, comparing everyone to you, and I was like, these people suck. I mean, they were great, but, like, I was like, I don't have any interest in dating anyone, and I just missed you. Yeah. I made that very clear.
Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, the feeling was the same, and for me too, I didn't ever, and I think like both of us kind of went through college this way. Even when we were dating, we didn't really, just because we were in a relationship, we didn't
like close ourselves off to meeting people. Like being like,
it was just,
it wasn't like I can't go out, I can't.
We didn't hold back from any experiences. Like we still went to parties, we still, clubs for Layne.
Well, our schools were very different.
Yeah, we still
Kev went to Scranton in Pennsylvania, and I went to Fordham in the Bronx and then Manhattan. So definitely different experiences, but it was really cool getting to visit each other because we both got to see what each other did like at school, and they were very different. Yeah, very different.
Scranton's a lot more affordable. Going out at Scranton.
Well, yeah, because you're in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania.
I remember one time we went.
I will say, for going out in the city. As a girl, it's very affordable.
Well, yeah. Not for me. Out to a club, and I was like, I don't like clubs. I just think they're like, I don't know. There's like, I don't know. They're not for me. The atmosphere is not for me.
You can sit back.
And we went to a club, and Layne was like, "Oh, it's a small club. Don't worry, it'll be fun." And
Like
so
it wasn't like a crazy one.
No, it wasn't crazy. But we go there and we go to the bar, and we both like tequila. I know recently you've come off of tequila a little bit.
Love
but,
tequila still.
So we both like to drink tequila. So I went up to the bartender and I was like, "Oh, like, can I get 2 tequila shots?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, that'll be $60." And I was like, $60? Like, I could walk out of your bar, go across the street to the liquor store, buy a bottle of tequila, like chug it, and come back in here.
And Kev was like, "This is ridiculous."
And he was like, "Do you want it or not?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take it."
It was definitely definitely more expensive in the city.
Meanwhile, you could go to like Scranton on a Friday night. You pay $5 at a bar, and it's like all you can drink from.
Okay, but you're
8
paying
to
for
midnight.
atmosphere and like safety.
Yeah, but,
question
I
mark.
mean,
Scranton was sketchy.
Yeah, Scranton wasn't the safest, but you know.
I mean, it was fun, but it was just different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely different atmospheres completely.
What advice would you give to somebody going through a long distance relationship, specifically in college? Because I feel like we haven't done it outside of college, but.
I've been asked this question before.
Really?
Yeah, I don't give a good answer apparently.
By who? Your friends?
Yeah, people ask me. They're like, "Oh, well, even."
What do you mean you don't give a good answer?
Well, I don't know. Apparently, I view things differently. So like.
Kev's so like matter of fact, and I love it because you're very logical. And me, I'm like,
right.
Mama, freak out.
A million different things.
A million different things all at once.
So the way I like to, well, at least with our relationship, right, in college, since it was long distance, the way I viewed it was that we were both in a relationship for a reason. But there was a mutual respect between the two of us, and there was an understanding. Like, I mean, both of us wouldn't know what was going on with the other person in college. So it comes down to you trusting the other person and
communication.
Right. I mean, communication is key in any relationship, long distance or not, but.
And low-key, we didn't FaceTime as much as, like...
No, I'm not really a big, like, phone caller. FaceTime's fine, but I don't like talking on the phone.
Yeah, but we didn't FaceTime that much either. It was more of just, like,
thing. Like, not really, no one really FaceTimed.
No, a lot of people FaceTimed.
We FaceTimed, like, on our computer.
Yeah, that's true. It was, like, while you were studying and stuff.
Right. But, yeah,
no,
I don't know.
I think
it's
that's
just all
good
about...
advice. Who said that wasn't good advice?
Well, people say it's not good advice because...
just to blindly trust?
Right, yeah.
No, but that is good. You shouldn't be dating someone you don't trust, meanwhile.
Yeah. Like, I've had people be like, "Oh, like, does your girlfriend go to clubs?" Like, my girlfriend likes to go to clubs. And I'm just like, yeah.
She goes all the time.
Well, it wasn't... Well, this was, like, when you don't go anymore.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, yeah, like, she used to. And he was like, "Oh, like, didn't that bother you?" And I was just like, not really. Because, I mean, at the same time, like, I'm also going out to bars. So it's, like, it's not like... I don't know. If you sit at home and you think about it, it's going to bother you, but you just can't let it bother you. Because you can't withhold that experience from them because then that could create resentment. I've actually talked about this with like the person who cuts my hair too. Cause,
traveling.
Yeah,
I want to get to that too. So it's hard. Like it's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy, but he made it easier. I didn't make it easier. I don't know. I had a hard time with it also because I transferred. Like, you always had a great time at Scranton.
Well, I had a lot of, like, I had a group of people that I was.
You had acquaintances that you could trust regardless, too.
When I went to Scranton, there were the people from around here who I knew prior. So I knew them going into the school, so I had, like, a group of friends.
Yeah.
And then the guys that I ended up living with for the last 2 years of school
became your really good friends.
I was really good friends with them, and they were great guys. So I always had like a pretty solid group of people around me, so that was good. Definitely helped.
And I went through a bunch of like random stuff, and then I transferred in the middle of a semester to our second campus, and it was great. And I ended up making amazing friends at Lincoln Center and everything, but there was some kind of disconnect where it wasn't like I had the same people from freshman year to junior year. Like, there was something different to it, and I think maybe that's why I see it a little differently.
How many questions did you get?
We don't have to answer them all. Chris says Kona.
Chris who?
Napoli. Is that where we should go next? I feel like
talk about Kona.
We've talked about us enough.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like... Okay, that's the other thing. You're... What?
Can always come back to it.
I'm sure we will, because that's all I ever talk about is us. Kev's not really in the vlogs. Like I said, he isn't that into social media. So the thought of having a camera shoved in his face all the time, just doesn't appeal to him. Like, that's not what he signed up for. That's not even what I knew I signed up for. No, but that's what I mean. Like, I didn't do this when we first started dating.
No.
Like, it kind of just evolved into it. Keep drinking this.
Yeah, I just don't. I'll take pictures of things. I just like, and I'll post photos and stuff. But I can almost I can say this pretty certainly. Like, if Layne's not there, I'm not gonna have a picture from it.
That's not true.
Maybe I'll have a picture of it.
That's so not true.
But it'll be like one photo, me not in it.
Okay, well, it won't be a photo shoot, but
right.
you would still capture it and like document it, but it would be different. But that being said, how do you feel about me being on social media so much? Like, your thoughts on it?
It's what you want to do. I mean, what do you mean?
Like, do you hate it? Do you like it? Do you wish I didn't vlog my whole life?
Social media, or do I hate that you're on social media a lot?
Like me documenting everything.
No, I don't hate it.
Do you ever rewatch the old vlogs?
Very rarely.
The Kona one.
I've seen that one.
Adopting Kona.
I do watch the vlogs. Never really be like reminiscing on something and be like, oh, because first of all, it probably wouldn't even flash in my head that like, oh, there's a vlog of that, let me go watch it. That wouldn't be like the first thing that I think of. So if I'm like thinking of something, I probably just think of the event.
I think we just have such different brains. And I also love that because I learned so many different things from you. But for me, I think about the past often and I relive the past because I always like glorify it. And I'm like, oh, I want to look back on this and I want to look back on that. So I'll go back and like rewatch old vlogs, but that never like goes through Kevin's mind. No. He's not like, oh, I want to go look through the trip of Outer Banks again.
Right. Yeah, I don't have like I do like
you'll
talking,
reminisce.
Like but the way I like to do it is I like to like be if there's a memory that's like a fun, great memory.
Like family
like
dinner Sundays will reminisce, yeah.
With the person. Like if it comes up in a conversation with that person, then it's great to talk about.
But you don't solo reminisce.
But yeah, I don't just sit there and be like, oh man, that time back 3 years ago, that was really fun. Okay, I completely forgot what she was even looking for.
Yeah. Well,
lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce. Bern wants to know how you feel about being in my vlogs. I love Bern.
Okay. I don't mind it. It is what it is. I mean, it's not like it's something that bothers me. I don't mind being in the vlogs. It's fun, right? Because in situations, it is fun to have this recount of the situation.
Like when we're making pasta.
Yeah, like just memories. So we can make more pasta because that came out so good.
That was so good.
I don't dislike being in the vlogs. Sometimes there's theatrical stuff that goes into the vlogging where if we're somewhere and like we're mid-conversation and someone says something that's like funny or something like a joke happens.
And I'm like, oh, I missed it.
And Layne will be like, oh, I missed it. Like, can you do it again? And
yeah, but I don't. No one does it again.
Yeah, but it's hard to recreate like situations. And then other things like this doesn't happen as much because I feel like you don't do it as much, but you like if we were on a hike or if we were somewhere and you would like run ahead, put the camera down,
like come back,
and then we'd walk past it, and then she'd be like, all right, wait, and then she got to run back behind and get the camera.
I think, especially when I was daily vlogging, I would do things like that because I was like, what can I make it more interesting?
Yeah, if it's something like stops and it pulls you from the situation, then it just like, then you, I don't know, it's just one other thing. And you were always big into social media and pictures.
Forever,
and pictures of you.
It wasn't always pictures of me. I will say, I just posted today one of my photography shots I took in Venice Beach of
I haven't
skating.
seen a photo from that account that wasn't like.
It wasn't filmed though. Oh yeah, on Layne. Yeah. No, but I was just like, I love this. I love these shots. I want to just have them. I want to break up the fact that it's always me, but it didn't do well. Like if it's not someone they recognize.
Yeah. Want that pretty face, you know.
Oh dang. No, I mean I'm trying to come to terms with that too. Like I want to share photos that I enjoy and that I've taken.
Right.
And I need to not worry about the likes.
Yeah, that's I think where I like kind of step back from social media because a lot of people look to social media for like validation and they get upset if a photo doesn't hit X amount of likes or interactions and I think in my own mind, I think that if it's going to upset you, that something you put out there doesn't do what you want it to do, then and not upset you as in like, oh, like that didn't
bummer,
really, bummer. Like next one I'll do a little better on, but upset you to being like, the next day you wake up, you're like, oh, that photo really didn't do well. Like, why? I wonder why. And you like dwell on it.
And then I text Kevin, like,
that's
can you
like
go comment?
when I think that social media becomes unhealthy.
Well, I think it's also because it's become a business. And it's like, it directly correlates. Like, brands won't work with me if I don't have a certain amount of engagement. And, like, that's a huge thing with the YouTube videos that I'm upset with, because the videos that do really well are videos that I'm not as passionate about making, like reaction videos.
Right.
And I know I can make one tomorrow and it'll get 100,000 views. But do I want that? And it's that kind of, it's that struggle. And I see that, but I also see the other side of it where it's like, it's what I love to do. And if I can make it a career, I'll live with those little like, oh, this one didn't do well.
Yeah. Well, I think to be a content creator as a career, you need to create content. And I'm not speaking like you as in you.
Yeah.
Because you were saying like trendy videos, like reaction videos and what, to just ride trends. It removes the whole creativity aspect of content creation, and it makes it almost mindless. And
you're just not unique.
And you'll rise and fall with the trends, and it's like it's not sustainable. Whereas if you can create your own sort of like unique platform or unique way of doing things or way of creating things, and you could build people that like the way that someone like you as a creator like to create, then that is far more sustainable, I would think.
Kev coaches me on that often, because there's a lot of times that I'm like, oh, this vlog didn't do well, but I love it. Like, I love it so much. I love how I edited it, and I love what I put into it. And it's just, you need to stick with that. And I think I've bounced around trying multiple things. And I just need to find a follower base that is interested in the things I'm creating versus, I don't even know where to go with that.
Yeah, well, because we've talked about this before too. There's different, like, people follow accounts for different types of media. Like, you'll follow an account if it's a travel account. You'll follow an account if it's a food account because you like the food pictures, like the travel pictures.
But I'm all over the place.
Right. So I think that's where you might run into some issue with growing a following, because
like certain travel vlogs do amazing.
Right. Some people,
but then I come home
to your account and they're like, oh, I love the travel stuff she's putting out. And then if you're home for a couple months, and then they kind of fall off. So it's tough.
It is hard. And that's why I love this podcast, because I can hopefully get more of my perspective across, because as much as I love travel, I'm also not the kind of person that can be gone for just months. Like, I can't imagine not seeing you for months and months. And I almost had that job where I'd be gone for a few months, like, straight through. And I was excited about it, but when I didn't get it, I kind of was relieved, because me not seeing family and my dogs and Kevin and everyone, in no particular order, because everyone's always like, you didn't say Kevin first.
Who says that?
My mom. But, like, that... I don't know how.
Does your mom always think that, like, I'll get upset with you every time you travel or whatever?
Yeah. Oh, well, okay, that's the other thing I'd love to talk about, because I'm constantly amazed with, your patience, but that's just who you are, and I think it's admirable, and I have patience, but you're...
I'm just kidding.
No, but it's different. It's just different. You're very patient with me, and I appreciate it. So yeah, when I do go on these trips and I randomly come up to you and I'm like, hey, I'm leaving for Morocco in a couple weeks, how does that make you feel?
Well, most of the time, the advanced warning is not a couple weeks. It's like, hey,
next week?
I booked the trip tomorrow. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's never tomorrow.
It's not tomorrow, but it doesn't include travel days. So when she flies to Asia and it's like a 20-hour flight, she cuts off 2 days of the trip and then like half of another day, because like she's not technically in the location where she's permanently staying for that travel. So she'll be like, yeah, I'm going away for 7 days.
But that's
then there's
the way
a day
I
and
think
a half
of
of travel on the way there and a day and a half of travel on the way back. So it turns into a 10-day trip.
Okay, and you and my mom are technically right, but in my brain it's like, so how long are you there for? And I'm like, I'm there for 7 days. And for me, I'm like, no, you're right. Like, I'm leaving the day before and I fly through the night and whatever. But, I don't know. The way I think of it is, like, how much time are you there? And I should just know that, like, when you guys ask that, that's not what you're asking.
No.
But I haven't done that recently.
Because you haven't traveled recently.
I know, and it's hurting my heart. So, that leads me to my next question. When are you coming on a trip with me?
I don't know. If there are places I would like to go, but
What's one of them?
In no particular order.
Yeah.
I would like to go to Italy. I'd like to go to Croatia. I'd like all over the place.
I'm sorry, this could be the longest episode because I could talk to Kevin forever. Well, that's what I plan on doing anyways. That's the next question, guys. Literally 50 people asked, and I'm just like, you think if I knew these answers, you would know them?
Yeah. If I could choose somewhere to travel,
Yes.
I'd probably like Italy. Somewhere I want to go. I want to go to Croatia. I want to go.
He's Croatian, so.
To Banff or whatever it's called, National Park.
My question for that, would you want to go in the summer or winter to Banff? Do you want the snow or do you want, like, the hiking?
Summer.
Yeah, me too. Cool.
Way too cold up there.
Let's just book it.
Okay, relax.
No, because I have no trips planned.
I want to go to Alaska really badly. I want to see...
Salmon.
I don't really like salmon. But I want to see, like, the Northern Lights.
Iceland. Or Norway.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot of places that I would be interested in going, but in no particular order.
So that's your answer. Kev obviously wants to travel. It's just he was tied up in school and everything, and then he's gonna start working. So we're absolutely going to travel. Like there's no doubt in my mind. It's not like Kevin's against traveling or you don't want to. Yeah. It's not like I have this love for travel and he's like, okay, well, go. Like I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because that would be some people I know. Like I'm in a few of those travel groups online, and people are like my boyfriend doesn't want to travel at all and thinks it's a waste of time and money, and I'm like.
Experienced much.
Well, yeah. I know we're bouncing around, but whatever. It's just another question that I got. How would you describe our relationship? Then and now, he asked.
Then and now.
Like, I guess when we were in college and now.
Honestly, not much different. I don't think it's much different. I think that, especially, I've also been in school the entire time. But regardless of that, I feel like
that's true.
Back
that's like
then, our relationship has like always been kind of based around like trust, mutual trust, both.
And
ways.
We didn't see each other as much.
And I don't think that's obviously changed because I feel like that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Based around. But yeah, I don't know. We each have our own things that we do. I mean, we obviously do things together, but
I feel like we're very independent.
Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of like what I was meant by saying. That it isn't much different then and now, because I mean when we first started our relationship we were in two different states.
We were also babies.
Yeah. And so we were both very independent. We both had our own different colleges in different states, and our relationship was based around trust. And then even now, I mean.
Well, yeah. Now I leave for like a week or two.
Layne has her trips, and I have not anymore, but I had school. And so we each had our own things going on, and I think it's good to have your own things going on, but always just
we have each other and like always have each other's back.
Right.
I think that's the best part about being in a relationship, and like maybe specifically a long-term relationship. You have someone in your corner. Like no matter what's going on, I'm like, okay, cool. I can go to Kev. I can talk to him. He'll give me a good logical response, which I can't give you because I'm not as logical.
Not necessarily what you want to hear.
No, but that's what you need. Like you need someone that will give you.
Do you think you listen to everything I say even when it's not what you want to hear?
You mean do you think I like?
Or do you get mad at me?
Emotional? Very emo. Yeah. I think there's always a little kickback from whether it's you, my mom, my dad. Anyone tells me something I don't want to hear, my instinct is like, let me fight for what I think. And I think that's not the best way to do it, but that's very me.
I agree.
I'm like, no, but look at it from this way. Right. You're like, no.
You're like, ask me an opinion on something, and I'll give you an opinion.
Oh my God, you sound like my mom.
I'll give you my opinion, and then you'll be like, well, no, look at it like this. And I'll be like, okay, that's fine.
Why'd you ask my opinion
But
then?
That's not like how I'm viewing it. Like, that's not my opinion. That's your opinion, and you're trying to sway my opinion to match it.
That's my thing. I think that, like, I'm like, no, but I want you to see it from my perspective. And I'm so big on perspective. Like, I'm just like, well, look at it this way. And that's not always what you need.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, it is what it is. It is sometimes
I forget what your original
to,
question was. What was it? I've never done a podcast
about?
with this much champagne. I forget. If it's not like what I want, I try to convince other people otherwise.
Yeah.
And I know that about myself. It's neither a negative or a positive because sometimes it served me well and sometimes it has gotten me into arguments. Hi, Nova.
Again.
She's here from so far away, but I know you guys can hear it. Oh, Patty Leithauser asks, how much do you love your mom? Spits his champagne back in his glass.
I love my mom, yes. I don't know. What do you mean? How much do you
How
love
much?
your mom? I love her a lot.
I have to say that is one thing that I remember when we first started dating. I was like, oh my God, this is a good guy because you were so sweet to your mom.
Thanks, Mom, for the question. That's like a question I would get, like if Layne were to ask me a question. How much do you love your girlfriend?
How much do you love
How much
me?
do you love Layne?
We already talked about how we met.
Yeah.
All right, this is a good one. This is from JT. He wants to know, what is your biggest pet peeve?
I really don't like when people don't have common decency, like manners. Just like you hold the door for someone and they just kind of like blow past it.
Yes, I remember. Kev, that's the one thing. Kev used to text me in college.
pisses
I
me
just held the
off.
door open for this girl and she literally said nothing.
Yeah, that really bothers me. But not even just like door holding, just like manners towards people in like service industry. Like that really makes me like uncomfortable when people are just like being rude to a waiter or rude to somebody in a service industry. It's like
somebody that's directly
that
helping
bothers
you.
me. Yeah.
That's
Pet
really...
peeves about Layne?
Yeah. I already know. I know what you're gonna say.
She never.
Oh, this isn't what I thought it was.
Ooh, no, not never.
Juicy.
But she
always
often will interject into conversations, and especially if you're having
like on this podcast.
Well, I mean,
I've done a better job.
Yeah, you've been
not on this episode because with you I'm so comfortable.
We've talked about it.
Yeah,
but
we do.
But so, like we were saying before, if I'm trying to give, like, we're having a conversation, like, oh, what do you think about this? And I'm telling her, like, this is what I think about it, and I'm like halfway through my opinion on it, and she'll be like, but wait, look at it from, like, what about this? Look at this.
Because I get so excited.
Okay, like,
and
do you want me to give my opinion on it? Or?
Yeah, but, like, you're asking obviously, I don't know. I think of a conversation as, like, two ways. It's never just one person talking. And for me, it's like, you either want my opinion or you want to tell me something. So I feel like I'm going to tell you, like, I'm going to, like, you know, add something to it. But I do cut people off at the wrong times.
Right.
Like, in the episode with Alyssa, it wasn't bad, but I remember we finished filming, and I was like, I needed to just let you talk.
Well, I was laughing at the one with Shane because like he was like telling a story. I mean, he was like in the story too. Like he's the main character in the story, and you're like, well, wait, didn't it happen like this?
Yeah,
and
but
he's
okay.
Like, do you want to tell the story?
You have to also think like that's my little brother. Yeah. It's not like I'm cutting off someone that I invited on the podcast.
Yeah,
like,
but it's a habit. That's the thing.
It is a habit, but it's also like when it's family or when it's you or it's my friends. It's more of just like okay, like. Yeah, I'm going to give you my opinion. Otherwise, why are we having conversation?
But that can easily turn into a one-way conversation.
No, I do agree with you. It's definitely a thing of mine that I've always done.
I bet.
Well, mainly when we were dating, because I've never really noticed it before. I'll never forget, though, I did have someone in, 8th grade. She was my best friend at the time, and she was like, you just care about yourself so much.
You should care about yourself.
And that's what I said right back. And I was like, if I don't care about myself, who's going to care about me? And I think I kind of take it maybe to an extent where I always bring my opinion. Yeah, like a little bit too much. Yeah, that's why I'm extreme. Wow, champagne. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thing. I got to let the dogs out.
Nova needs to go out.
But that is definitely something I'm working on. I know I like to interject because I get so excited and I love to talk that I, talk.
Yeah. Hence why you're always talking to a camera.
On the start of the podcast.
Yeah, just like to talk.
Oh, first impressions about each other. It was so long ago. I just remember being like, he is so cute.
First impressions. I mean, you've always posted a lot of pictures of yourself on social
media. So you
I
knew what I looked like.
What you look. I don't know. I feel like when I tweeted out about because I think you had gone.
I went the week before with
Yeah,
Steph.
so I think we saw pictures. So I was like, maybe if I tweet this out, like
She'll
respond. Because
and I did.
Yeah, and it worked. Yeah, I had followed you. We had been friends on social media. I don't know whether it was Facebook or Twitter or whatever it was. So I had seen pictures of you, and I had obviously thought you were attractive. We didn't have a lot of mutual friends.
We did, but we never...
Don't know that I... Actually, that's a lie. I saw you one time at a party. I think it was a Halloween party. And you were really good friends with Eddie Siska. Mm-hmm. He was like, I went to high school with him. He's one of my friends.
Love Eddie.
And you picked him up from a party, and he was like, and I think we had been at least social media, like friends on social media.
Like we knew of each other.
And he was like, oh, like Layne's picking me up outside. And I was like, oh, I'm going to come outside and say what's up.
I remember.
And I came outside to the car, and Eddie got in the car, and I was just like, oh, hey, I'm Kevin. And
I was like, hi. Like, I literally got out of bed like, with no makeup and pajamas to pick up Eddie.
Talking to me?
No, I did not think you were an asshole. It was more of like a...
But
I just remember being like, okay, I have to go now. Like,
yeah, I think he was like, oh, yeah, Layne's picked me up. And I was like, oh, I'm going to come outside and say what's up. That's funny.
That's funny.
I literally just thought about that right now. But yeah, that's probably the first time.
So yeah, like, it was the first time we technically, like, laid eyes
exchange words.
I wouldn't really say met because...
No.
Yeah. Aileen wants to know, what's one trait that is my signature? Like, yeah, that is so Layne.
She's very, obviously she's very creative. She's very driven. Like, when she sets her mind to something and she really, like, she commits to something and really, it's like, with all of everything she's ever done in terms of social media and in terms of contracted work with people and just everything she's done, you can see it. She's very driven. She's very passionate about what she does, and that's very admirable. And then I think something that is so Layne is, it's like hard to put it into like a trait, but she just like loves food, loves shopping, so she just likes to.
I just love very hard.
Yeah.
Like everything is
you do everything to an extreme.
Yeah.
Like, not an extreme, but you do everything like 100%, like
full-heartedly.
Yeah.
There's no like meh.
It's either all or nothing.
Yeah.
Like this 100-day challenge.
That's true. Well.
First 2 weeks, every day.
Did you hear Danny's episode? I was like, I've been working out every day for the 100. Yeah.
And then the episode came out. Haven't worked out since.
I forget. Something happened that weekend. I stopped. I thought you were going to say I was loud.
Yeah, but that's not like a trait.
That's just intrinsically
that's just
me.
Like a adjective.
My dog's loud too.
Yeah. You and Nova.
Nova knows how to open doors, so
you and Nova
just trying to get back in.
Food, shopping, travel. I like spending money.
Well, your mom asked another one.
This should be good.
She said, what is something fun that you want to do really soon?
Oh, really soon?
She said real soon.
Oh, real soon.
Real soon. We already went skydiving.
I would like to go skydiving again. One thing I want to do, I want to get like my skydiving license. I want to be able to jump solo.
It's a lot of jumps.
Yeah. I want to learn how to snowboard or ski, one or the other. Whichever one comes
snowboard.
More naturally.
You should snowboard.
I think that would be fun. I just like my family never really took part any kind of like winter sports. Like I never went ice skating until we went.
Yes,
I never went skiing or snowboarding until like the one time I went for my buddy's birthday. It would definitely be something fun because then winters wouldn't be as miserable.
How it goes in Kevin's graduate program was if you fail certain courses, you have to redo the whole thing, right?
Kinda. And that's most grad programs. So if
what do I know?
Because so in the difference between like obviously graduate and undergrad, undergraduate courses are for the most part they're offered at least like once every semester. So if they're gonna offer this kind of course, they're gonna offer it in the fall and they'll offer it in the spring. When you're in a graduate track, you kind of enter with a cohort. Well, at least with, I feel like it's most PT schools, but you enter into a cohort, and it's a pretty cut and dry schedule. Like there's no, I'm going to take bio this semester and this semester. It's like you just they tell you you're taking these classes in this term, and those are the classes you're taking. So if you don't do well in one of them, it's not like you can continue. So let's say you get a C. I think I don't remember, I want to say the minimum passing grade was a C+. So let's say you get a C. It's not like you can say, but everything else you got A's in, but one class you got a C. It's not like you can say, I'm going to continue on and I'll take this class that I got a C in again next semester, and I'll just continue on with the rest of my courses and stay on track to graduate, they hold you back a full year. So if you get a C, you got to wait till next year when they re-offer this class.
But you only have to take that one class? Or do you redo your whole year?
It depends how badly you did. Because sometimes they want you to take multiple courses because they're like, we don't think that you really have a grasp on this. And sometimes you do really bad and they're like, you don't get like another chance. You just get dismissed. And other times, if you're not doing as bad, they kind of say, you didn't do up to our expectations and you have to retake this course. And if you have to retake the course, you have to wait the full year to take it again. So yeah, it's kind of, it's a little stressful. You can't really worry about that, because if you worry about failing, then you're probably going to fail. You just got.
That's the other thing. Kev is so matter of fact. I remember when there would be people in his class that were like, I'm going to fail, and then pass.
Yeah.
But he was just like, oh my God, like, why?
Enough with the dramatic.
It's just so funny because you're just not like that.
And yeah, I go in. I mean, there are times I've left a test and I've been like, wow, I do not feel confident about that. And I end up doing fine. But for the most part, I don't like to dwell on it, because it's not like when you walk out of that situation and you're done with that test, you're never going to be able to go back in and sit down and change those answers. So
just move on from it.
That's why
Kevin's so good with that. You don't dwell
except
on
with
things.
the license exam. That kind of like, I was with the license exam, I was like cruising through it and I was making like pretty good time. Right around, because it's so the license exam is a 5-hour test. It's 5 sections, 50 questions each section. Halfway through the 3rd section of the test, I was like, I think I'm doing pretty well on this one. And I was like, I think it's going well. So section 4, I was making good time. And so that's when I started reviewing my answers, because I was like, all right, like I have
some time.
I have extra time now, and it wouldn't make sense for me to finish this test with a whole hour to spare. So
like that would make you nervous.
Right. So I was like, I might as well review my answers. So like, and I never review answers. Like when I answer something,
Kevin doesn't look
like,
back.
That's my answer. There's a reason I chose it. Like I thought that was the answer. That's what I'm going with. And I found that when I go against that and I change it, I get it wrong. And so I started going through sections 4 and 5. I started going through the sections, and a handful of them that just stuck out to me, because I thought there were questions that were so obvious and I thought they would be so easy, but I changed them and I got every one of them wrong that I changed.
Did you see? Are you sure?
Well, I remembered what they were because they stood out to me when I changed them, because I was like, I don't change answers. So I was like, I changed these answers like from these questions. I knew what they were asking, and I looked them up and I got every one of them wrong that I changed. And I was like, well, now like I'm not as confident about that, but
no.
But
you passed.
Yeah, I passed. So whatever.
I knew he was going to pass, guys. I knew. So one of your cousins asked, who is your favorite cousin?
I don't have a favorite cousin. That's ridiculous.
They also asked, have you ever had a supernatural experience?
It must have been Steven then.
Yep.
Yeah. Did he ask both of those questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a question Steven would ask me.
Oh my gosh, wait, time out. Oh, we do this segment here on All Over the Place where I ask a bunch of rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Favorite Ben & Jerry's flavor?
I don't even know any.
Kevin.
You know that I don't.
Kevin, we used to get Ben & Jerry's every weekend in college when I came to visit you and sit in your dorm, watch Netflix, and eat it. So pick a flavor.
Right, but you chose
There's one that I know you ate all the time.
Was it fish food?
Yeah.
That's the only one I know the name. I
There you
literally
go.
only know the name of that one. I don't know that it's my favorite.
Okay.
There's probably other ones I'd like more.
Well,
But
whatever.
I only know the name
You
of
don't know
fish
enough.
Sorry,
Okay,
fish
New York
food.
or LA?
Huh.
He's never been to LA, so
never
that's
been to
not
LA.
fair. But he hates New
And
York.
I don't really love New York.
Yeah, oh my God.
But, probably I would have to say New York. People are more honest, I would say. I feel like.
But you've never been to LA.
Yeah, but it's reputation.
I want to move to LA, and Kevin's like, murmur. Okay, anyways. Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Winter, summer?
Summer.
Spring or fall?
Fall. That's when football starts.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Tea. Anyways.
It's not asking you.
Dogs or cats?
Oh my gosh. What?
Dogs or cats?
How are you going to ask me that?
Vacation or travel?
Same thing.
No, they're not. They're not.
In either case, you're vacationing from your day to day.
No, but there's a difference.
Okay.
Vacation's like when we went to St. Lucia and we sat on a beach for a week.
Right, but
And drink.
On either in both situations, whether you're traveling and you're experiencing another culture or you're just laying on a beach, it's still a vacation from your normal day to day.
It's so different.
Okay. Well, traveling is probably more
your speed.
My speed.
Introvert or extrovert?
A little bit of both.
Morning or night? Morning or night?
I think I like mornings more.
Yeah, you're a morning person.
I think so.
You're a grandpa. If you don't eat dinner by 7, forget it. 7's too late. 6:30, and it's 7:37 right now. You're probably gonna croak. It's bedtime for you.
You're very dramatic.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Same. Chocolate or vanilla?
I guess chocolate. I like strawberry.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like.
I'm thinking because when you ask that, I don't even know if you're.
Ice cream.
I'm thinking of like milkshakes or ice cream. Yeah.
I want a milkshake. You want to go to the diner after this? Book or movie?
Huh. I don't really like movies, and honestly, like.
I haven't read
a lot of books because like I have to read all this crap for school, so it's like.
Comedy or horror?
Horror. What about
Almond
you?
milk or comedy? Almond milk or coconut milk? Or neither.
Honestly, I think oat milk's pretty good.
Oat milk is
pretty good.
Oh my god.
What happened?
We lost the video. Straight hair or curly hair? You're a guy, but like what?
For myself or
You have curly hair.
do I? Oh.
When it gets long. You like
Yeah, it
straight
does get
hair?
wavy.
Oh, I like curly hair. Like on me.
Oh. I like when you like not like curly, but it's like
Like wavy.
yeah.
What about blonde or brunette? Because I want to make my hair light again. We have. I didn't mean it like that. This is a good story though. When we were first
God. We weren't even dating
talking, we
yet.
weren't dating.
But Layne doesn't forget. anything.
No, because this really
Anything.
stood out.
Yeah.
I forget what happened. Like one of your friends said like, "Oh, do you like blondes or brunettes?" Like we were all just hanging out, and Kev's like, "I like blondes," and I was like,
Bitch. Yeah, and so that was 8 years ago, and it gets brought up probably every other month.
"That's not true." I want to go lighter again, but I don't know if I want to like pay the money. But
I
Kevin
answered
likes
your question. I
blondes.
said half and half.
What?
On your Instagram, you said dark hair or light hair.
Is that what you said?
And I said half and half.
Should you like half black, half?
You like Lady Gaga's wig? Then
I'm all about it. I mean, look at my
Is that Lady
nails.
Gaga or Sia? But that
Sia.
wig that was like half and half.
Sia.
Yeah, that'd be funny. You should do that.
I would do that if I wasn't
you
so
wouldn't.
old. What?
You wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I would. Guarantee I would.
You wouldn't. You've also said you wanted to do like
Blue, purple, lavender.
Yeah.
I wish I did that when I was younger. I feel like I'm too old.
Are you kidding me? I just watched when I was on a hike with Kona the other day. I watched a mom get into a minivan with a blue mohawk.
I mean, hey, you do you. I still could do it. I just know that it just would have. I feel like I'd get sick of it now. Like, but when I was younger, if I was in college and I did it, I would have been like, fuck yeah.
If your hair is dark, you get sick of it. If your hair is light, you get sick of it. So if it's
But purple, I'd probably really get sick of it. Like, it would clash with my clothes, and I'd be like,
oh,
no.
you're right.
Okay, wait.
right.
We're not done with the rapid fire.
Oh, sorry.
Apples, oranges.
Oranges.
Play sports, watch sports.
Play.
Leather or lace? That's kind of like a girly question, anyways.
I love lace. But, yeah.
What?
I have
Leather?
some lace underwear on right now.
Okay. Snapchat or Instagram?
What? Those aren't even like the same kind of apps.
That's what I mean. Snapchat or Instagram?
Instagram.
Pasta or pizza?
What was that?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? No more champagne for you because you already drank it all. Instagram.
What? I said pasta or pizza.
Instagram. Pasta or pizza? What kind
You
of
don't
pasta?
even like Instagram.
I don't like any sauce.
Pasta in general or pizza in general?
Probably pasta.
Oh my god, I would pick pizza. Breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast. Wait.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I would pick.
Steak and eggs. Breakfast.
Breakfast for dinner.
That's true. You can just have it.
Yeah.
Well, you could also have dinner for breakfast, I guess.
Ew, no you
Yeah,
can't.
you like sweet stuff.
Rocket Power, Rugrats.
Rocket Power. That's a cool show.
Stranger Things or Black Mirror?
Stranger Things is a great show.
Cake or ice cream cake?
Oh, ice cream cake.
Oh god,
What?
I like cake.
It's not about. I'm not asking you.
Overdressed or underdressed?
I don't like dressing up, but it's always better to be overdressed than
Yeah.
underdressed.
I love you. City or suburb? Why are you taking so long? I already know your answer. Or is that why you're taking so long? Kevin, like,
Suburb near a city.
Kevin, like, doesn't love the city. And
I don't dislike the city. I like going to the city, and I love leaving the city.
I want to live in the city. All right. We've definitely been... This is the longest podcast. So if you made it to this point, I love you. And I'm too impressed. If you're watching on YouTube, leave the little...
Champagne glass.
No, that's too obvious.
No, it's not.
It might be.
Pop bottle. That one. No?
Leave the pop bottle and the clinking glass emoji.
You ask so much of these people.
Love you. One last question.
Okay.
So with your newly acquired doctorate, where do you plan on practicing? Because he has an option to travel and do travel PT.
So yeah.
Will you explain what travel PT is, though?
So it's basically, there's a lot of places in the United States where healthcare providers are limited. And so basically what it is there are agencies that will kind of be like a recruiter for those regions, and they will, if you're interested in travel PT, they will reach out to you. They will set up your license. They will set up the changing of your license from whatever state you have it into whatever state you're going to. They'll set up the contracts, and they'll basically set up a lot of the headache that includes with like moving to a location. And basically you just go and you work in these locations where they might need physical therapists. And they're usually 3-month contracts. From what I understand, you can, like, after that 3 months goes, you can choose if you're really liking the place, you can choose to stay longer. But I don't think you can stay any shorter. There's probably an opportunity to sign on permanently if you really are interested in it. But yes, that's essentially kind of what travel PT is. It's just like an agency that they are kind of like an agency you can search through, and they have a bunch of different opportunities for different locations that are looking for a therapist. Sometimes it's in the short term and they only need you for 3 months, and sometimes it could turn into a more permanent thing. But yeah.
Yeah, so what do you think of doing?
I don't know. Right now I'm thinking of, so one of the last places that I did a rotation, they're based out of New Jersey. They have 17 offices throughout New Jersey. I've been in communications with them. I'm going to probably reach back out to them.
Are they in Hoboken?
They have an office in Hoboken. They have an office in Jersey City. They have like 17 offices throughout the state, or throughout Bergen County and Hudson County. But yeah, so I'm going to reach back out to them, talk to them, and go from there. I wouldn't say that I'm completely removed from the idea of travel therapy. It definitely intrigues me. It's something that I think would be a good experience.
Thank you to Kevin for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I've been trying to get him on, although I wanted to definitely wait until he was done with all of his schooling, because it was...
Yeah, you were trying to get me on before I even took the test. You were like, you got to come record. I was like, I literally sit and study.
Yeah, you're like, I have too much going on.
I was like, yeah, I literally sit and study. My breaks consist of 1 hour at the gym and a dog walk here and there.
And then coming over here, and we'd watch,
but that's like the evening. Like, I would study for, like, between 4, 5, 6 hours. And then, like, once I'm done for the day, I'm done for the day. But
yeah.
A long time.
Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a comment on the YouTube or... Wait, what?
Comment on the YouTube.
On the YouTube video.
Like, subscribe.
On the YouTube video. Wait. I should not have drank the whole bottle of champagne without some food, so we're going to go eat.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you. Thanks for having me.
And
it was fun.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Isn't it fun?
I don't know if anyone's going to want to listen to what we got to say.
Of course. I would listen to you.
Yeah, well, it's been 7 years.
Yeah. Okay, well, on that note, when you say you've been dating someone for 7 years and everyone freaks out, we were 18 when we met. Like, we're not getting married when we're 19. Chill out. Right. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. I know Grandma's not listening to this anyway, so.
We'll She thought we got married 3 years ago, so.
On that note, make sure you guys leave the little champagne popping bottle and the clinking emoji.
Cheers.
Cheers. Congrats on your doctorate.
Thank you.
I'm so proud. And now, I need some food.
Yeah.
Wait, 1 sec.
Whoa.
One more.
Oh.
Is there anything that you would like to leave the listeners with? Anything else you want to talk about or say?
Follow Kona on Instagram.
Kona and Kev.
At Kona and Kev.
Okay, well, that's fine. That being said,
She
I love
posts
you.
more than me. Can't get her off her phone. Just like Layne.
I love you guys. I will see you in the next episode. And yeah, I don't know. I drank too much champagne.
So cute. Oh.
My ears.
My ears. They're
That
bleeding.
was definitely the longest.
How long was it?
I don't know. It's 8. So.
Oh, 2 hours almost?